Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is Sunday as always, and I'm here with a new video. I'm wearing my new cool Golden Girls as the Scooby Gang shirt that G got me. It's Sophia as Velma, and Rose as Shaggy, and Dorothy as Fred, and Blanche as Daphne. And it says the Golden Machine instead of the Mystery Machine. And I'm wearing my new Oz necklace from Kitschy Witch Designs. I was wearing my Oz PJs earlier, but I wanted y'all to see this, because I have some Oz pajamas now. So, basically, I'm, like, living the best life ever right now. So, how are y'all? How was everybody's week? My mug, which I'm sure you've seen before, is a Starbucks mug for the state of Pennsylvania, that my wonderful friend Julicious sent to me. So, and it makes me happy. Sometimes when I'm having stressful weeks at work, the mugs that friends send me, I'll take with me so that I can have a friend at work. So, Julia goes a lot. Okay, let's see. I was trying to get my, those things pulled up. What am I looking for? Events. 10 events this week. No, that's not what I want. I don't. Here, we'll do it that way. There we go. Events. Okay. So I've got that pulled up. Okay. So, alright, so we've got the Q&A. We've got tiny little bit of haul, and then we've got whip updates. So we're going to just dive right on in. The Q&A, let's see, Sheila Norwood asks, I'm sure in a video you answered this question somewhere, what fabric is Nutcracker on? It's Christmas in Williamsburg from Under the Sea Fabrics, and it's the gold opal. She has a couple of fabrics that she offers where instead of the standard silver opalescent, she uses a gold, and Christmas in Williamsburg is one of them. Ivy Kruger, and continuing her questions about the coffee compendium design from Tempting Tangles that I have but have not started yet, but do want to. She says she's planning to stitch hers on a 40 count mocha. What fabric am I planning on stitching mine on? And I don't really know for sure. It'll probably be a neutral, probably a 32 count. The T one I actually really want to do on Incoming Storm from Under the Sea Fabrics. Because there's just something about it that says T to me. What that is specifically, couldn't begin to tell you. Park Hopper Bart, yeah, Team MGM. Woo! Miss Oh So Crafty, hopefully you got your question answered. I didn't actually see that it was a more time-pressing question about the new Harry Potter Sal. It actually goes between the blue and yellow swirls at the top. There's a little pink French knot symbol, and that's where you center your wand off of. Chelsea Olesh, I did not end up doing the yellow fabric, but you'll see. The new Disney theme group, it doesn't actually start, I assume you're referring to Magical Stitches, it doesn't actually start until January 1st, so it's still Harry Potter until then, so you're more than welcome to join now and go ahead and participate, but towards the end of December is when we'll start doing the sorting and getting things ready for the next year. Angela Bullbeck asks, what is this Stitch Your Own Adventure about? It is a Harry Potter themed Stitch Along, and it's from, let's see if I've got somewhere where it's flagged so that I can get the name of the group, because I don't remember the name of the group offhand. Wait, why am I doing that? I don't need to do that. I can do this. Ha ha ha, because I have Dropbox on my iPad. Well, at least I thought it would tell me. Oh, cunning cross stitch. You'll probably have to Google that because I don't have its address handy. But he has several other really cool free designs too. But this one is the Stitch Your Own Adventure Letters to Hogwarts. And the frame, which looks like this. Oh crap. The frame looks like that. So, and then I also downloaded his Narnia pattern because I liked it. It's called Always Winter. See? But yes, it's by Cunning Cross Stitch. And it's free, and you should totally join it. Trisha, you're going to give it a shot, and you're going to like it. Jinmal asks, when will we get to the end of Gentle Arts and the Nest Egg? We're thinking probably November to December-ish. I would say probably safely start of the new year you can switch over. So there may be a little bit of overlap to it, but I would say probably in January you'll be safe to make the switch. I know that's when she's planning to start offering the little Gentle Arts, which I will be jumping over to. Gentina Stitches asks, says, I want to glitter up a Hade. There are stars in the sky that need some sparkle. Do you have some tips on how to do that? Do I stitch over my original stitching with something? Okay, so I'm going to clarify or preface this by saying I don't do Hades. I don't do full coverage. So I'm a little hesitant to recommend anything because I know there, a lot of the times, even the slightest change in color can make it look weird. What I would recommend is wherever your stars are, get a blending filament or a very, very thin silver or gold and overstitch the top stitch. That's probably the easiest way to do it. There might be others out there, though, who can answer that question a lot better than I can. Patricia Kasmerick asks, did I always intend to use a round frame for Mrs. Ladybug? And the answer is yes. I wanted her either in an oval or a round frame, because I thought, as simple as she is, that a square frame wouldn't really work for her. Because it would have left a lot of open fabric space, and I didn't want that. I didn't want her to look like she was just sort of floating or too small for her frame. Okay. Whoop. What just happened? What just happened? That was weird. Okay. Dee Dee Rose has several questions related mostly to magical stitches. She asks, do you ever do the EC tasks, and are you trying to stitch for the Ultimate Yearly Challenge? Also, are you counting all your stitches for the Headmistress's Ultimate Million Stitches Challenge? The answer to those. So I actually haven't been doing EC, but this week I got the homework done so fast that I have done some extra credit, and I'll kind of talk a little bit about that as we go along. So to answer your question, yes to that. I'm not trying for the Ultimate Yearly. I generally don't. I haven't found that I've had enough leftover time to contribute to that. But I am counting for the Headmistress's Ultimate Challenge. Because I can double dip. So I haven't updated my thing since I made it. but I have at least started. And then the fabric for Universal Monsters is 32 count Nessie from Under the Sea Fabrics. It was one of the fabric of the months, so it'll come available to the general populace in, I think, November or December. And then every year, whichever one sells the best gets added to the regular line. So. Trish Snipes asks a very good question. She says, if you like your yellow fabric for your project, why don't you just cut your fat half to the size you'll need, and then you'll have the rest for another project in the future? The answer for that is anxiety. I'm afraid I'll miscut, and then I'm going to have a big mess on my hands. Plus, every once in a blue moon, I come across something where I need a fat half, so I'm always hesitant to cut an existing fat half down. I'm more likely to cut a quarter into an eighth than I am a fat half into anything else. But mostly my own paranoia. Nancy Call would like to know more about the Jane Austen stitch-along. It's from Sapphire Mountain Crafts on Etsy. It started this morning. The first part came out. I'm going to be starting it as soon as we're done here. The discussion, if you're going to read the book along, uses the @Stitching Book Club tag. And I think that's going to be good going forward for all of these additional book clubs, because I think the plan is, if this one goes well, that after this one's done, it'll be another book and another mystery sampler, which is kind of cool. Elise Deschinis says, what fabric of the month club do you recommend? I would say either Ship's Manor or Under the Sea. Under the Sea is currently closed to new. She usually opens it up in June or July. Ship's Manor isn't so much a club. He posts the fabric of the month each month, and then you can go and order as you choose. So you aren't required, you don't have to do every single month. So it's kind of whichever you would prefer there, but those are my two that I do. And I think that was all the Q&A. Great Q&A this week, y'all. I love the Q&A. I like it. All right. So this week's Little Bit of Haul, speaking of fabric of the months and Under the Sea Fabrics, was my fabric of the month for Under the Sea Fabrics. And this month the colorway is called Hera. So this is on 32 count Joblin. I tend to go back and forth between Joblin and linen. But here it is. It's a nice blue purple. Yes. It reminds me a little bit of Incoming Storm from last year, which I really loved, and I was sad didn't get added to the regular line. Except where it was a gray, like a silvery gray with blue, this is a purple with blue. Sort of a dusty purple, and I really like it. I usually try, when she does her grab what you want while you can, I generally try to purchase a couple of the colors that I really liked from this year. I'll probably buy another Selkie, because I really like Selkie. So that was my haul for the week. Alright, so this week, let's see. So this week we had, I worked on, well, first, for the pop-up event, was that this week? Yes, that was this week. I did the pop-up event, and I ended up working on Quaker Oats. So I had a new page, and I actually ended up with, I did like 900 some odd stitches on Sunday. And I got a page finish. So I am halfway done with Quaker Oz by Ori TM. This is on 32 count. It was a fabric of the month from Ship's Manor in April, I think, of 2018, maybe. He doesn't name his fabric of the months, unfortunately, so there's not a color name for it, and I don't know if there's any way he would be able to recreate it at this point. But here it is. We had the lion and then the Emerald City. I did use the red and this top tree for my extra credit one of the extra credits in Magical Stitches. I got like 150 something of those. So, and I used Chartreuse High Luster, Chartreuse Regular Luster, and Green High Luster for the Emerald City. So it's all nice and sparkly. And then the frame is Mallard. So we got to the halfway point. So for those curious, if you don't know what all the motifs are, obviously we've got Flying Monkeys here, the Tin Man's Heart, Dorothy's house in the tornado. I believe the blue, yellow, red thing under the monkey, I think that's supposed to represent Dorothy's dress. We've got an apple tree. We've got a crow. We've got Scarecrow's hat. We've got Tin Man's hat. We've got, obviously, a rainbow. We've got the Wizard's hot air balloon. We've got the lion. Obviously, Emerald City. And then that little gray arch is the start of a water bucket. So, yeah, so next time we're halfway now, which is always exciting. So I worked on Quaker Oz for the pop-up event, and then, like I said, I came back. I also got like 400 some odd stitches thanks to Emerald City for the royalty extra credit. So this week's homework, we were supposed to do, the first thing we were supposed to work on was something you vowed to finish before December of this year. Explain what, and then do 400 stitches. And I really wanted to finish my Hufflepuff floral wreath. Hufflepuff floral wreath, excuse me. This is from Cross Stitch For You. So I did 400 stitches and almost got a page finish. So that's where I'm at. Got the black flowers, and then I've got to fill in the big flower. Or the black leaves, I should say, and then fill in the flower there. And then I get to start working my way back up the top. So, and I'm using a Gentle Arts conversion for this one. Alright, then we were supposed to use the name Dursley and pick one letter from it and do 300 stitches. So I did U for Universal Monsters, Sal, and I did 300 stitches on it. And then I went back and finished one extra credit, the Potions Lab. There is a Potions Lab in the Invisible Man room down here. And I got another 500 stitches in. So the creature himself is almost done. All the green in his room is done. And then I started the first sort of dormer area. And I'm using 3 different shades of blue. And I'm kind of alternating where it gets stitched so it looks like wood. So, and it's a little hard to tell, but I used the Etoile on the middle tone green. I love the Etoile, but it doesn't really show up unless you're in person. So it's hard to tell, unlike Krynic, where you can see, oh, sparkly. It's a little hard to tell on this, but it is. And like I said, this is on Nessie by Under the Sea Fabrics. I don't know what Hufflepuff floral is on. It was just some random gray that I had in my stash. So God only knows what it is. Coffee dripping down the side of my cabinet. That's not great. Alright. And then for 3, which was the FOMO one, in honor of Professor Slughorn, I started on the Stitch Your Own Adventure to Hogwarts. So I rolled number 4 for the wand shape, which actually is very similar to the shape of my wand on Pottermore, but not, and the color wood I'm sort of adapting, so it's supposed to be birch wood. So, but here it is. My needle minder is me and Carol Channing. And this is on Selkie from Under the Sea Fabrics. So it turned out Selkie was big enough, which was good, because that's what I really wanted to work on. So there's what I've got so far. I really love this one. I am probably going to put it a little on the back burner, because working on it with its super intense frame, and I've got Universal Monsters with its super intense frame, and That's really the one and so I can only really handle one of those at a time. So I think primarily I'm going to be focused on Universal Monsters. All right. So this week's homework is different. We have to pick the light or the dark side and which path we're going to follow and why. Obviously, I'm picking light side. Not obviously, because I could have gone dark. But I'm going light side, following along with George. So that's the way I'm headed. I don't know which. We're supposed to do 600 on a project that reflects the light side. What I will most likely be doing is tomorrow, when it's time to start that, I'm going to sit down and go, okay, which project do I want to put 600 stitches in on? And that's just what I'm going to pick. Because really, outside of Universal Monsters, none of them are really all that terribly dark. That's really probably my darkest, or my one Prairie Schooler. So for my dark one, which is supposed to be 400 stitches, I'm going to work on Universal Monsters. And then we have a bonus points of 200 to work on a project that dazzles us. So I may work on Nutcracker since it's on opal fabric, but I don't know for sure. I may also, if this week is the week that, and I think it is, that the next part of Oz comes out, then I'll probably do my 200 on Emerald City. Because there's plenty of Krynic in it. It's it's dazzling to look at. So, but we'll see. So, like I said, I don't know for sure what I'm going to be doing this week. I'll decide tomorrow. Right now, Needle's Dance is calling to me. But we shall see. Alright, so then today I'm going to be working on the new Pride and Prejudice salve from Sapphire Mountain. So, as those of you on Instagram probably saw yesterday, I was having trouble picking a fabric color. I decided on Heaven's Fury from Under the Sea Fabrics. This is on 32 count Joblin. And floss wise, I'm doing a Gentle Arts conversion. So I will be using, for my two reds, pomegranate and rhubarb. For the two greens, endive and avocado. Sunflower for the yellow, and peacock for the blue-green. So, and I will be starting that here momentarily, actually. I think the dryer may have just about cut off, so I may have to switch the laundry loads, but yeah. So, anyhow, that's kind of it for me this week. Stay tuned to see what my surprise, I guess, is going to be for next week for 600 stitches. Actually, this may be a good opportunity to work on Espresso Patronum, because I think there's probably about 600 left in it. And that would let me finish that. That's actually, I think, what I'll do. I'm going to work on Espresso Patronum and finish that, because what better spell to cast against the dark than the Patronus? And coffee. So, Espresso Patronum, y'all. Yeah. Woo. We'll have a finish. Alright, so I guess that's kind of it for me this week. I will see you all next week. Don't be afraid to drop me the Q&A, because you know I love it. And, yeah. Bye.